Good morning and welcome to MoHomesteading. I don't think I mentioned in the last video, my name is actually Tanya. So today we're going to talk about two lists. There are two lists you need to make if you're thinking about being a homesteader, doing modern homesteading. This is in my opinion. One, make a complete grocery list. A grocery list of everything you use in your house. This is a list of everything that you use. Cleaners, spices, different foods, fruits, things that you really enjoy. A lot of things, depending on where you live, are going to be very difficult to buy organic. You may be able to order them, they're going to be even more expensive. So you may be only able to replace things one thing at a time. One item at a time. The next list, and I'm going to recommend getting two composition notebooks, one for research and one for your lists. The items in your house that really make your house your house. Everyone has a spice profile. Everyone has certain foods that make them feel at home. These are things you need to write down. This is my opinion. Because you're going to need a list that you can check off. You're going to need a list that you can go through and go, how can I replace this organically and grow it myself? Can I replace Tabasco sauce? Can I replace cumin? Certain things that you can absolutely totally replace, but you have to do it a little bit at a time. Try to do it all at once. You're going to get frustrated, I guarantee you. I think you need two lists. The other list is items. These are items you're going to need when you go to build a homestead. But even if you move to a small town, which is what we did, and you move into a house and you want to have a garden, there are so many things that you need to have. You know, simple things like rakes and lawnmowers and shovels, and get a T-post driver. You will eventually, on a homestead, in any situation, whether you just have a garden, whether you have animals, you will want this. This is a $28 to $35 item. You will want it. Buy it, put it in your closet. The other things, you have to make a list of the things that you see other homesteaders use. If you're a modern homesteader, you can start building these things before you move out to your homestead. You know, a lot of people use modern tools like basically a mixer, a stand mixer, to make your breads, to make your cookies, to make pie crust. You know, all of these different things. Bowls, it's very simple. There are going to be certain things that you're going to need, and a lot of them you can probably get at a secondhand store. I don't know that I would get a mixer at a secondhand store, but you can get Pyrex bowls, you can get stainless steel bowls, that type of thing. But the big thing about what I believe you should do is you have to do it one item, one thing, one item, one day at a time. Because the biggest frustration that I had when we first moved here in 2015 was I wanted everything done all at once, and I still have that problem, but I've gotten a little bit better. Lola, good girl. She's a good girl. Come here. I've gotten a little bit better at that, but I would recommend to anyone that's coming into moving away from the city and moving into a small town environment. There's a lot of people that go straight off grid. That is a totally different thing, and you should definitely research all of the things that you need to go off grid. We're on power and city water where I live, so we are doing rainwater collection, and that is something that we'll get completely set up over this, which you'll get to see. There's a lot of things that we're going to be doing on our small parcel of land. We have, I think, about 3/4 of an acre, maybe almost 1, but I'll have to double check that. But there's a lot of things that we're going to set up, structure, to make sure that we can be as self-sufficient as possible. We are going to grow meat chickens. So these are all things. What do you need to grow meat chickens? What do you need to grow your own chicken? These are things that you need to put on your list. Do you want a chicken plucker? If you want a chicken pluckers run between $400 and $600. So that's something that you would have to think about. Do I want an automatic chicken plucker? Can I live with a drill chicken plucker? And these are things that I'll show you in videos in the future. So if you're prepared for what you're going to be up against, it's going to make those things a little bit easier. If you look and you find chicken feeders secondhand, there are a lot of people out there that live in the country. Take a trip if you're in the city. Take a trip. Go to the country. Go to where you're going to want to live. You don't, everyone wants to just do this right away, and sometimes it takes years and years and years to build a homestead. And that's not a bad thing. Go this way. Hold on. Lola, wait. So I'm doing some filming inside, but when your American Bulldog calls you, then you have to take her outside, even if it's really snowy. We got about, I'm gonna say, gosh, 5 inches of snow last night, and I really should have my boots on, but I don't because they're covered in snow, so that's not gonna work. And Lola's feet are horrible. Word to the wise. American Bulldogs are meant for California and warm climates. Their feet do not like snow. Hi, buddy! Their feet don't like snow. They just don't. It's not nice. She doesn't like it. She likes playing in it, but when she gets inside, her little pink paws aren't liking it. Gotta get her some boots. Definitely. Gotta get boots. My favorite YouTube channel is Akers. You should like, subscribe, and watch all his videos. Just have to say. He talks about a lot, and I know that there are other YouTubers that talk about it too. He's just my favorite. Look at what you can accomplish in 5 years. Look what you can accomplish in 2 years. Look what you can accomplish in a year. Make your list. Start gathering the things that, if you know this is the life you want, start gathering the things that you need. Try to replace a lot of things in your household that you already use. If you do a lot of Mexican spices, grow 2 chili plants on your balcony in your apartment. Dry them out. Get a dehydrator. Start drying them out. Dry them in your oven. Learn how to do it. Learn how to do one thing really well. If you can't get off grid, if you can't go out and get your homestead yet, try one thing at a time until you accomplish it. Research it. One of the things that I definitely researched was, what do I feed chickens? What do they need? What kind, you can't just go and, honestly, it's very expensive to just go buy bags of chicken feed. And I know in a lot of areas that's just what people do, especially if you want it to be totally organic. They'll go buy $20 bags of feed. Well, some of us can't afford $20 for feed for a bag. So that's another thing I'm going to show you, is buying bulk feed, how to store it, who you can feed it to, what percentages of protein that you need to have. One of the videos that I watched, and I'll try to show you the page that I wrote down. And I wrote down a lot of things when I watch YouTube videos. I'm not just watching them to watch them. I did research. I looked at 2, 3, 4 different videos of different people and different homesteaders and where they lived on the planet in the United States, and how they dealt with their chickens. What kind of food did they feed them? One of the ones that I truly remember was Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. They are completely off grid, and she was analyzing how she makes her chicken feed. And I was writing down everything she said because I want to know that. I wanted to know, how can I keep my chickens healthy? What do they need? And then I'd watch another video about, okay, well, they need to have alfalfa every once in a while, or they need to have fermented chaff hay every once in a while, which you normally give goats. These are things you don't know when you walk from, you know, LA County, California into a small town of 300 people. You don't know these things. These are things you have to learn. So hopefully I can teach you a little bit at a time every morning. We'll have some coffee. Once the weather gets better, which right now we're at 15 degrees. It says feels like 0 at the moment, and it's supposed to get colder. This is extraordinary for where we live, and definitely a winter to remember for us since we moved here. Time to make a goat check. I really should have my boots on. This is really stupid. But, you know, you do what you gotta do. You gotta check on goats. Holy cow. Can you hear it crunching? Craziness. Hi, baby goaties. How's everybody doing? How you doing? Hi, buddy. Hi, Rowdies. What's up, Rowdies? You guys need some water. Get you some water? Yeah. How we doing, ladies? Can you come out and see me? Oh, she's big. What are you eating? Don't eat that stuff. Let me get you something. Don't eat that. She's very hollowed out. I'm gonna go get them some hay. You want some hay? Don't eat that stuff. One moment, please. Wow. Ooh, big icicles for as cold as it is. I don't know if you could see this. I'm gonna kick it and break the ice off, but it's coming from up here. So it's just the sun's melting it off that roof. And yeah, I gotta hurry because it's really cold out here. Oh my goodness. So, I climbed inside. They need some hay and some water. And we have 3 pregnant goats back there that are trying to go. But as everybody knows, you have to goat check. So I was checking them and they need hay. So I climbed inside the hay shed because it's warmer in here, and I'm trying to get this hay thing apart because I don't have a wire cutter so I can take them a couple of flakes of hay. So yeah, it's that cold out here. Okay, I got them some hay. I got to try to figure out how to get some water because the faucet is probably frozen. I know the hose is frozen because we left it out here, unfortunately. So I got to try to figure that out. Looks like everybody's pretty cold. A couple of the ducks got inside the pen, but there's still one out, and all of the rowdies are out here. So let me show you. Oh, look, nose. Now, these are the rowdies. These are Buff Orpingtons. We call them the rowdies. Looks like a guinea didn't get back in, the coop, a duck, and then of course the 4 rowdies. Simba's over there now. He's been in his own pen because we're waiting on the goats to go, which by looking at them, I think Brownie's gonna go first. More than likely she's down right there with the purple collar on the left and purple collar, there she is, that's Miss Brownie, and purple collar on the right is Miss Clover, who is her daughter, and then that's Buddy, and he's the daddy of everything. And then Pepper is a goat that my daughter took in because her mama passed away, and so Brownie was able to take care of her, so she's been with her ever since, and he's the daddy of all 3. Think about what you would need for your garden to add to your tool list. One of the things that I had to do, and you can buy these used, at first I thought I can till this myself. I can till it with a broad fork. Some places you can do that with. And if you just asked yourself right then, what is a broad fork? She didn't tell me what a broad fork is. I'm going to tell you what a broad fork is in another video. Some places you could use a small tiller. Where I live, it's a lot of clay, and I have soil to amend that will take me a really long time to do. So I got a used tiller from the gentleman who lives across the street, and he refurbishes old equipment and sells it to people. You can find this anywhere that you live, anywhere that you move into a small community. But if you're starting out and you're making your list, you may want to buy one and put it in storage. You may want to buy one and put it into your storage unit on your balcony in your apartment. What we had to do, we had to get a tiller. We didn't have a choice. We even tried renting one, and it was not big enough to do the job. So we had to buy one to till up this clay soil and mix in more organic material and kind of break it down, and it'll still take us several years, and you'll see some of that. Get you a book, get you a composition notebook, get you a piece of paper, write these things down, and learn. Learn from me, learn from other YouTube channels, learn from books, read the internet, study, get it in your psyche if this is something that you really want to do. You need to know how to take care of yourself. Don't let people discourage you. Study your stuff, ask the questions. If you ask me a question and I can find the answer for you, I will find it. If you put a comment down and say, Tanya, what is this? I don't understand what this is. Can you do a video on this? I will. I will do everything I can to help you. To add a couple of things to your list that we're talking about. You know, some of the things I think of right off the bat are a T-post driver, a dehydrator. If you're wanting to incubate your own eggs, a good incubator. Do your research, find a good one. That's going to make you sustainable. Chicken feeders, chicken waterers, small things that you can get are nozzles to make your own feeders for pigs, for chickens. Those are the things right off the top of my head. Some kind of tiller, a rake, a pitchfork, wire cutters, which is a basic thing. You know, just all kinds of things that you're going to need to add to this list. So as we go through this, and I'm showing you something, I'm going to say, and hopefully people stay with me this whole time, I'm going to say at the end of the video, add this to your list. Add it to your list. You might not want it later, but keep it in mind so that you're looking at it going, do I really need a dehydrator or not? Which one's the best one? You know, at least you're researching it. At least you're trying to find the answers. And that's what this is about. And again, it's all about community. Everyone talks to each other. Everyone helps each other out. So we'll just do our best, try to roll along and see how we can help each other. Have a beautiful day. I will give you, whoa, that was a dog bump. Please don't bump the camera. Okay. Can you stay right there? She's an American Bulldog. She's gigantic. Are you staying there? Okay. And if you're asking yourself, what is a broad fork after what I just said? That's the perfect question. Because shut yourself down and try to dogs and cats playing. Necessary. Lola. Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Lola, stop. Are you listening?
I'm trying not to.
Do I just sound like a complete dork?
Feel like you sound like a dork?
No.
Okay, you're fine.
A little bit every once in a while.
Fine with the camera.
Yeah. One is a grocery list. This is a list of everything in your house. Lola. Okay, seriously. Have you ever switched views on your phone while filming with your nose? Seriously, I just